Hey there YouTube, WhiskeyCactus here, welcoming you back to our Let's Play of The Letter. This is episode number 11. In the last episode, more creepy stuff happened. We continued to flirt with Zach a little bit. And then, we backed off because he asked us to stop, and it's 2017, and we do that. But then, we had a very awkward dinner with Luke, and then we heard some crying in the giant mansion. And traced it to the wine cellar hatch, and we did not fucking open the wine cellar hatch because we know better. And then the crying stopped, and we didn't die, so I take that as a win. So now we are having a party, or we're about to have a party, or at some point soon we're having a party. And we are going to go ahead and pick up where we left off. The scene outside the parlor is a great organized mess. Aside from our own household help, we hired the service of the temp agency, which provides staff for Wright Enterprise in the hospitality sector. Hello. There we go. Even our very skilled staff cannot undertake a party of this size on their own. Waiters, busboys, hostesses, and their staff captains move about in droves, carrying crockery, and serveware good for several dozen people, and then some. Chefs and bartenders tail after Johans, looking like scared little children as he escorts them through the kitchen and into the wine cellar. That's where the ghost was last night. To peruse the stocks to select what can be served at the party and what can be used for cooking.
Snell! We have a lot to do, and I believe we did not hire snails.
Johann's getting stuff done.
Snails are for the dishes.
Indeed. String quartet. Oh, jeez. Okay. Ready's up to play for the evening, tuning their instruments as they fill the air with idle chatter. Floral decor worth thousands fill vases, wreaths, and baskets, while petals are scattered along the driveway up front. An ice sculpture of a reindeer is brought in carefully by a pair. It is followed by a simple cake, just a 5-tier white chiffon one with white chocolate mousse, fresh berries, and light dusting of edible gold leaf. But despite the fact that I told Marianne how I will attend to all of this, I find myself unable to focus or care for any of it. I still have our discussion running in my mind, and looking at all of this, I only see Luke everywhere. These are all the grand things that Luke wanted to have for our party. I had wanted a small, elegant, and simple gathering, with only a select few invited, namely the people who I would actually trust to enter my home. I did not want any bloody politicians or paparazzi in here, no matter how used I am to catering to them.
At least be here for your party. Damn it, Luke.
The entire thing screamed Luke Wright. And I can't help but add another question to my growing list of queries. When did I lose myself? It's always about him nowadays, isn't it? What about Hannah Wright? What about Hannah Evans? Oh, yes. Good one. I used to be my own woman, who made her own name, her own career, and her own decisions. Sure, I was already the social butterfly that I still am today, but it wasn't all empty, shallow gossip and sitting pretty. I was also lauded for my knowledge and talent. Finance manager wasn't just handed to me just because my father owned the company. I had insisted that I start at the bottom so I could work my way to the top and prove myself. And I did. I worked numbers, managed budgets, money and accounts, analyzing the competition and market trends. There was the calculation of financial risk, cost reduction opportunities, auditor liaison and public relations, supervision of staff, and... Well, I generally had a huge slew of responsibilities. Admittedly, I was already quite the attention seeker even back then, having dedicated most of my youth craving for my parents' approval. Failing that, I turned to others, looked for praise from anyone who would give it, however fleeting it all was. And Luke, the way he looked at me, and the way he watched me and took a genuine interest, he had me disgustingly obsessed since day one, hasn't he? Saw me for me, Hannah Evans, with both my faults and my achievements. The man didn't treat me like some damsel in distress or some prize to be won. I remember the nights before we were married where we talked about everything and anything. From big things like business, society, and philosophy to little things such as what we had for breakfast, or whether we liked cats or dogs more. We both prefer dogs. Nowadays, I'm just Luke Wright's wife. ... Mostly my fault, isn't it? I'm not gonna answer that one. I don't know. They told me that husbands prefer wives who are docile and subordinate. Fuck that. A woman who will always be there for him, yet would never outshine him in all aspects except beauty. Wife needs to be at home and attend to his needs, to have children, and to take care of them in his absence. No. just no. No, not at all. They said I have no business working anymore after I was married. Who's they? I can blame society. But I listened. Before I can fall further into this introspective pit of self-loathing, someone calls for my attention.
The guests have arrived, madam.
Thank you, Johans.
And Luke?
Running a bit late, I'm afraid.
He's probably passed out drunk somewhere.
Late for his own party. That man, I swear. He's probably looking to make a dramatic entrance, knowing him.
I feel like he's probably passed out and in serious medical,
Open the doors, then. We mustn't hurry.
Alright, well. It is time for the fucking party. Cars line up the driveway, peppering the front of the mansion with vehicles of every kind. Grand Tourers, supercars, even the odd high-end muscle car or two, convertibles, grand saloons, and other luxury cars can be seen being parked by valets. A handful of cabs drive off, possibly for those who thought it's too troublesome to bring their own cars. There are at least 2 different media vans as well. They're all here for what may be considered the biggest event of the year for Luxborn. So far. Who knows what we'll plan for the winter holidays.
Welcome, welcome everyone. Please, make yourselves at home.
Some of the guests idle, enjoying the warm, if not strange, sunshine we are experiencing before gloomy skies inevitably return. They greet acquaintances and friends with warm smiles, others less so. From where I stand, I can see the hierarchy of power, the ties that bind these individuals here, whether through convenience or necessity. However, there are also a few who are not here to further cement their current place in high society. Well, shit! We got Ashton. What the fuck is Ashton doing here? Such as that young man with his oriental air, ignorant of the looks he receives from women and men alike. What the fuck is Ashton doing here? He's like a detective, isn't he? What the fuck? Alright, well, let's find out.
Be careful with Shirley, alright?
Man from the Orient. Somehow I knew. Somehow I just knew this is how everybody was gonna get together in the mansion. I said that last episode. Oh god. This bitch again. Or that rose-haired woman talking on her phone while she looks unsure of why she is here exactly.
Yes, I'm at the party already, Mom. Yes, I'll say hi to her if I can.
Hello there, I see Zachary, the photographer, as well. He talks to a few of the other media crew with an air of familiarity. Are they all just Zach's guests, maybe? I don't know.
I was just here a few days ago, yeah. And the inside is huge, but the staff are pretty helpful if you get lost.
Oh, fuck him. Fuck this guy. Ugh. Then there are people like the Chief Inspector. Oh, Chief Inspector. Shit. That's probably why Ashton's here. But why is Becca here? I don't know. People who I can never be too sure about. People who stand on the border between being suspicious and being trustworthy.
Thank you for the invite, Anna. Husband still missing, I see.
I should be saying the same of your darling Rochelle, Lee. The doctors again.
She told me she'll just be in the gardens. Bet she's lying and that she's somewhere around mingling, gossiping with the other ladies. No offense, but that seems to be all you ladies do at these parties.
Can I punch him? I want to punch him. Will you please give me the option to punch him? Where's the punch him option? Options. Punch him. I'm looking for punch him. Gameplay. Surely there is a punch him option under gameplay. No? It's disappointing.
And aren't you gossiping right now?
Yes, well, what's about Luke?
What about Luke?
Should we file a missing persons report now, or do you want to wait 24 hours?
I'll wait 24 hours.
He's around.
You know, I can tell if someone's bluffing. Don't tell me, let me guess. he's finally drunken himself to death and not wanting a scandal, you've hidden his body.
Maybe.
I was wanting to give this housewarming gift to him personally, too. It's a plate that holds a wine glass so he can stop killing himself with liquid lunches. Looks like it's too late for that.
It's pretty funny, actually.
Nothing like that. Besides, this is a hardly polite conversation.
Oh, relax. I'm just trying to be cheeky to lighten the mood. It's not like I want Luke dead. The man doesn't serve dodgy plonk like the others when I visit, and he pays his respects well enough. I could use a glass of wine or 3, actually. Michelle's been in a horrid mood. Threw her stilettos at me the other day and almost took an eye out.
I'm gonna go ahead and bet you deserved it.
Not sure if this is how it usually goes, but I blame the pregnancy.
Of course you do.
I wouldn't know, would I?
Still no plans for a baby? Well, I guess that's for the best. If it's this bad now, I can't even imagine how bad it'll be when that little baby bump becomes huge.
Okay, you can go the fuck away now, bro. Now, I mentioned how I don't trust him no matter how hard I try to do so. At least he brought a gift, I suppose.
Why don't you just go inside and have some wine, Lee?
Think I will, thanks.
Greetings such as these carry on as the guests continue to trickle in. Where's Isabella, guys? We've seen Ashton, we've seen Becca, we've seen Zachary. We haven't seen Isabella. I mean, she had that run-in with the ghost 5 days ago. 4 days ago, whatever it was. Whether we have short conversations or merely shake hands and nod heads, I make sure to attend and welcome each of them. As the first hour passes us by, the rest of the stragglers and I adjourn to the ballroom. Any latecomers will have the attention of the porter instead. I have other duties to attend to now. Oh, geez, look at this. It's a swanky aff. Hosting parties is always the same old song and dance, no matter how big or small it is. You make sure your guests are well fed, have good company, and have them generally enjoy themselves. So when my opening remarks are done, when the band has started to play and the guests have started eating, I find myself wandering around aimlessly unless I am pulled aside. For a while I stay with a small group and entertain them before excusing myself. And when they're not anymore watching me, I end up watching them. When they don't listen, I do. A local banker is having trouble with his daughter. He wishes to marry her off, but she wants nothing more but to make music. Good for her. One of our hotel managers worry about the stolen belongings of one of his patrons, a failing in security which should be brought up to higher authority soon. Our mayor, well, his cat died. Ooh, we get to talk to Becca, my other favorite person. Then there is that rose-haired woman once again. It's hard not to notice her with her distinctive locks. She also lacks the grace that the other ladies have, and though that does not make her any less beautiful. Her stance and the air she exudes instead are strong, and they make her stand out despite her casual attire. Many men have already given her their attention, though each invitation to dance has been turned down. I approach intrigued, although it is no great mystery what occupies her own attention, with the glances she keeps sending towards the boy with the oriental hair, because she's crushing on Ashton like a fucking hydraulic press. We know that from multiple episodes ago. She remains unaware, though, even as I stand beside her, pretending that I am there for a drink.
You would catch his eye a lot better if you wore nicer clothes, don't you think?
Excuse you. It's a little, come on.
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this, fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
Oh, you're fine, dearie. It's only really the parvenu, those who climb, that come to these parties all dolled up. Quite the black-haired beauty, isn't he?
Oh, hello there, Mr. Emo Kid. The boy comes over, but I do nothing to speak any softer. He merely passes by. It's a wonder he doesn't hear what I say.
Who, Ash?
You know, you really shouldn't have turned down those offers. If I wasn't married, I'd happily go dancing with those young men. But you said a name. Ash. That's the exquisite lad you've been looking at all this time.
Indeed.
I don't know him, and I'm the one hosting this party. That must mean you know each other. Is he your boyfriend then? Because that would explain those rejections.
Ooh. Poked the bear a little bit there. Haha. In all my life, I have never seen a face grow red so fast. The shade of her hair did not help as well. This is the most pink I've seen on a person, really.
Oh, what? No, that's ridiculous. He isn't my boyfriend.
Such a violent reaction. A simple no would have sufficed. Many here would be happy to hear it.
And I haven't been looking at him.
That's right. You've been staring. Quite heatedly, in fact.
Called out. Okay. I've determined at this point right now, Hannah's my favorite character. She's such a snark fest. I love it.
Although I'm not sure if you look like you want to kiss him or kill him.
It's more the latter currently.
Ooh. Why? 'Cause he's all buddy-buddy with Isabella?
Just don't go murdering him on my property.
Why you gotta say things like that in a horror game?
I don't want to walk into a room and suddenly find a body.
What did I just say, Hannah? What did I just say? What the fuck did I just say, Hannah? Come on. You need to be a little bit more fucking genre savvy. Though I'm used to enduring the gaze of others, this one makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Luke? Or is it the fucking ghost? Okay, then! That answers my question. Hi. Hi there. You're looking lovely today. I heard you crying last night. What's wrong? What are you crying about? It is chilling, and though I am used to enduring the gaze of... Oh, I read that already. Yes. Yes. Why so serious? My attention is pulled from the girl, and I see a woman staring. Dark-haired and dirty, she looks more like a beggar than a guest. I have half the mind to call the security at her when her mouth breaks out into a grin. Uh-huh. Okay. All I hear is her laughing. Taunting. Her stare makes my blood run cold. She looks at me like I am nothing but a pig to slaughter for her amusement. Oh, great. That's lovely. Please don't. Makes my hands shake and I nearly drop my drink. Okay. Well, that's over. That's the last time we're gonna see that ghost, I'm sure. Sorry about that. But then, in a blink, she's gone, and the buzz of the party returns.
I'll keep that in mind, but... Are you alright?
Totally fine. Totally fine. Not at all a problem. I did not just see a fucking ghost. It's fine. We're good. We're good, Becca. We're good.
Yes, sorry. I just thought I saw something strange. It must be the trick of the light. Anyway, on a right, as you must already know.
Rebecca Gales.
Gales.
The name is... Oh, we got reunion. Interesting. The name is familiar, like a fond memory. Do we know Becca? Recall a kind lady, a private tutor who treated me like her own daughter when I was young. She'd even bring me food when there was no need to do so. Usually stovies, which I honestly hadn't been too keen about, though I ate them nonetheless because she brought them for me.
Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
Aha! We do know each other.
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way. But yeah, that's me. Little Becky. We met once before.
Yes, oh, I remember you! You were the cutest little thing with glasses! And when we met, you were having boy troubles with this lad called something with an A.
Oh dear.
What was it again?
Ash?
Aaron, Alan, Adele, Albert, Alexander, Andrew?
I'm gonna go ahead and guess Ashton. The more I list off names, the more red and the more quiet Becky gets. She starts to look a bit miserable as her body language shows discomfort and stiffness. Perhaps I have triggered a horrid child memory. Surely I hadn't been mean when she visited with her mother. Don't quite remember all of it.
Ashton! Ash!
Oh.
That man is that boy! The same one.
You got it figured out, Hannah.
Oh, goodness me, after all these years!
It's so fucking precious, isn't it?
I can see why, though. He's quite dashing.
You don't really need to announce it to everyone within earshot, you know? Keep it down.
I'm so sorry, but it really is cute.
And a tad bit sad.
This is a nice party, Miss Wright.
Please, Anna's fine. We're friends of a sort, aren't we? We must be friends, seeing as I know about your little infatuation, Becky. Don't you worry, dearie. You'll have your happy ending yet.
If you don't get killed by the ghost.
I'm not too concerned about that, am I? That's not what I'm looking for.
Oh? And what makes you think that? Doesn't everybody want their happy ending?
The idea of happy endings sounds like they're just for fairy tales. And they are, sorta. I don't think you can just sit around, trapped in some tower and hope for the best.
No, that's correct. You gotta go and fucking get what you want. So just go and get it. Right?
If you love them, you have to fight for it, right?
So, are you going to start doing that? Because it doesn't really seem like you're doing that.
You're not just going to sit there and hope that everything will just fix itself on its own. Like everything, you have to work at it. But what do I know?
That actually is very relevant to Hannah as well. There's a grimace, although she starts to relax around my presence. How long has it been since we met as children? Certainly a long time. She was tiny back then, if I recall correctly.
I'm sure the daughter of the two greatest professors I've ever known is smart enough to know what she's talking about. But have you told him how you feel?
Of course not. That would ruin the whole will they, won't they thing, wouldn't it?
And it's been what? 20 years?
17, actually. But no, not yet. He can be a bit dense. I was hoping that maybe he'd notice on his own and...
That never works, guys. That never fucking works.
Well, that won't do.
No, it won't.
What if you two become husband and wife? He's not to be dense when he's sworn himself to another person. Why, you might just as well consider leaving before the day's even begun.
If that happens, I'll have to give him a good ear bashing, won't I? Whoever anyone ends up with, it's not going to be a perfect relationship anyway.
Oh shit, here comes the real talk.
There's going to be things you'll love and things you'll hate about the other person. We're just humans.
You don't say.
It's funny. Here I am, trying to give you advice when you did the very same thing back then. I remember you giving me a makeover when we were still kids. And you were the first I told anyone about my... crush.
I do remember now that she mentions it. Did I give her that yellow summer dress or the pink blouse and petticoat? She must have kept some of what I said in mind. Feels ridiculous remembering all of that years later, talking about boys and how they go crazy for pretty girls as if it's some gospel every woman should adhere to. It was so easy to say such things then, with me not knowing any better. Though looking at her now, she must have kept some of what I said in mind. Perhaps I did say something good at that time, enough for her to take it to heart. But all that didn't matter in the moment as I mull over what she just said in my head. What Becky told me is very different from what Marianne told me. There's no time to ponder over that, however, as a hush descends upon the once lively crowd. Oh god, is this gonna be Luke totally fucking bombed? The music of strings and the chatter slows to a grinding halt as the doors from the foyer open. Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be fucking Luke way trashed. Last of the latecomers should have arrived moments ago. Anyone else this late would simply be too embarrassed to show their face. So this can only be one person, or rather one man. Hello there, Mr. Wright. There's only one man. Mr. Wright. Ha! Ha ha ha! I didn't even think about that. There's only one man who's audacious enough to arrive at his own party so late.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party? I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the right mansion.
Unlike I, who was raised in the spotlight and simply grew used to its presence, he sought it out every chance he could, and when there was no spotlight that shone, even when there was no spotlight that shone. And I'll never put it against him when he smiles like that. He did so quite brilliantly under the scrutiny when he channels his showmanship. You can tell by the way people's eyes light up as he speaks, how they listen enraptured, even if all he's doing is simple greeting. A little wave of his hands here, a little smile there for a bit of swagger. I always tell him that if he is not to be a businessman, he'll do well as an entertainer. I love this side of him, especially when he looks at me and beckons me over to humbly share his place. Not a single second is wasted as I excuse myself from Becky's side and I make my way to Luke's.
Welcome one and all to our humble abode. Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are all ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen, if you would excuse my presumptuousness. So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses as we only allowed the best to be served. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone!
There is a round of applause, cheers, and even some hoots. Guests approach us left and right to shake Luke's hand and greet him personally, praises on their lips. It is because of this that I do not see her. Fuck. I do not... oh. Is it not the ghost? Maybe it's not the ghost. I do not see her until she is dangerously close with fury in her eyes and she's already spitting venom. Okay, it's a person, okay. Oh, it's Rochelle. Oh, fuck, okay. The Wright Mansion officially opened its doors with a grand housewarming feast. Zachary Steele, Ashton Frey, and Rebecca Gales were seen attending. However, what was supposed to be a day of merriment turned sour when Rochelle Lee, the chief inspector's wife... Okay, we did not get to that point yet. I mean, I was kind of assuming that since they were both missing all the time, they were having an affair, but I wasn't going that far yet. Alright. Johannes restrains her, taking care not to unnecessarily harm the pregnant woman. That does little to deter her rage, and the man has no choice but to let her go lest an unborn child is hurt. Although it might be too late for that, as I see an emptied glass of wine in her hand. Well, that's not good at all. How much is she imbibed in?
Are you feeling ill, Rochelle? Perhaps you need to sit down and...
No! Shut it, you munter! I ain't talking to you! I'm talking to this scumbag over here! You bloody bastard standing there with your smarmy smile!
She interrupts me, jabbing her finger in my direction before she rounds on Luke. Even as whispers and murmurs break out among the guests, all I can focus on is the heat of the moment. Obviously intoxicated, judging by the smell of alcohol on her breath. I'm not ticked off about this little display of hers, at least not yet. But I am absolutely pissed, yes, by the fact that she'd endanger her own baby by drinking. Yeah, a little bit. There's a considerable amount of restraint and grace that I must exercise while I wait for her tantrum to subside. I keep a patient, if tight, smile on my face. Luke's expression, on the other hand, is indecipherable.
Watch your tongue. You're on thin ice, Rochelle. Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
I did.
And I told you with great emphasis not to. Now we have a drunk, hormonal, pregnant woman causing a stir. What is even going on?
I'm just about to ask that exact same thing.
I don't know. But Rochelle, do calm down before you hurt yourself. I can't understand a word you're saying.
Where is that husband of yours? Lee! Collect your wife right now!
Ugh.
Don't you fucking talk like I'm not here and you're not responsible, you ass!
Well, there you go.
You told me that I should wait for you in the gardens!
Excuse me. What is this nonsense you're going on about?
Crazy talk. That's all it is. Just completely and utterly mad. Has anyone seen the chief inspector?
I am pregnant with your little bastard. You promised me you'll take responsibility. God damn it, Luke. I finally got you to talk to me after months of silence, and you do this to me.
Well, shit. What? What?
What do you mean you're pregnant with... Luke, is this true?
Lies and slander, woman!
So yes.
Security! Johans, take her out of here before she makes an even bigger fool of herself!
No, you do not do this to me. I was so ready to leave my stupid oaf of a husband. I told you to leave that damn wife of yours. Look at her. Does she look like she wants a baby? Does she look like she could take care of a baby?
Well, fuck that. This is a fucking soap opera. Okay, well. It is now that Johans returns with security along with a concerned-looking Officer Lee. They surround her and move to escort the hysterical woman. Judging by his pale face, he has heard the whole thing, and I feel nothing but pity for the man.
I'm so sorry for her behavior. She's been under a lot of stress. And the alcohol. Talking nonsense, that's all it is. You're not allowed to drink because of the baby, Shelley. What are you thinking?
Nothing to see here, people. Move along.
Is there really nothing here but the ramblings of a drunk? Yes, that's right. There's no way that what Rochelle says is the truth. What she says doesn't match up. I know Luke. Of course! I mean, he was disappearing from parties, Rochelle was disappearing from... Oh... Such a scandalous meeting is to be arranged. He wouldn't do it in such an exposed place, especially not near his precious flowers. And he definitely wouldn't promise responsibility over a child unless it can be helped. Besides, Luke would never... He would never go so far as to sleep with another woman, right? Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Oh. Oh, you sweet, sweet, precious little flower. Okay, fine, who am I kidding? If I'm to be completely honest with myself, he might cheat. With a bit of temptation and a bit of alcohol, he just might. And doesn't that just make my blood boil? To even think of the slightest possibility of infidelity. Lee isn't too far off when he told me how Luke still acted like some young hotshot bachelor. Guys, ain't no fucking question about this. Fuck Luke. Fuck Luke. Boom. Yup. Yup. We're done with Luke. I'm gonna see how things with Marianne work out. Yeah, maybe Marianne had a point. Yup. Totally. I think I think Hannah and Marianne should have a nice long talk. If I am frustrated, if I am unhappy, maybe a break is needed. Some time apart might just be what the doctor ordered. Time apart to clear our heads, and to think for ourselves, or for myself, to be exact. Because looking at this mess before me just brings nothing but distress. I feel a bit nauseous, actually, now that I think about it. Luke's too busy making a scene to notice, and a concerned Becky pulls me to the side. She looks as disturbed as I am by this sudden turn of events. Probably not a big fan of drama. Unless that drama involves fucking Isabel. Definitely not used to it, at any rate. Not surprising, as her parents were lovely yet simple people.
Hey, I figured you could use the save. You looked like you weren't doing too hot back there.
Shit, am I gonna start liking Becky from Hannah's arc? That's a possibility, god damn it.
Do we need to call a doctor or something?
Oh no, I'll just be needing some fresh air, that's all. Some help getting out of here would be much appreciated.
Sure, that won't be a problem. I wanted to get away from this drama too anyway. Just... Hey, Zachary! Hey, Zach!
Interesting. At the mention of his name, I can't help but seek him out in the crowd as he makes his way over. They know each other.
Becca, this is a real oh, hey, Miss Wright.
If I am to assign a random number to dictate the odds of having two of my acquaintances know each other, I'd say the odds are 1 out of 1,000. And if this is any other situation, I would have been suspicious. It isn't completely impossible to have two random strangers who I've met on separate occasions to know each other in what will be complete random happenstance. It's just that it's been faked before to try and dupe me because of who I am and who I am married to. But right now, coincidence or not, I'm just grateful for the help. As long as this doesn't turn into a kidnapping anyway, that's a little racist.
Hello, Zachary. I told you to call me Hannah. Did I not?
Yeah, you did. So this is what you called me for. We gonna get Hana out of here?
Oh fuck, maybe it is a kidnapping. I can see that they're friends. Not terribly close ones, but friends nonetheless.
That'd be great.
They make quick work of getting us through the crowd. People part because of Zachary's broad build, even if they want to approach me. If that isn't enough, Becky's pointed glares keep them at bay. Fuck. I hate it when it's nighttime and I'm in the mansion with nobody else around. God damn, are we gonna end this episode with fucking spooks? We even make it out of the ballroom without any untoward incident. Though judging by the commotion in the other room, the same cannot be said about the unexpected eviction. I really do need the fresh air. Need to be away from those nosy Parkers, I need to be away from Luke. This is a good start as any.
Hey, I gotta go back in there. Completely forgot my bag like an airhead, and I'll see if I can tag Ash on the way out. You'll be fine here, right, Hannah?
We're gonna fucking make the moves on Zach? Is that what's gonna happen?
Not to worry, dearie. I'll just be right here.
Zach will be with you if you need anything.
Becky balks at the idea of going back into the ballroom. Anyone who hasn't yet would have realized I am gone by now, and those busybodies will be gossiping about how I left the building with 2 unknowns. Along with what just transpired, stories both inaccurate and made up will spread by the night's end. Fake news. All matters very little in the grand scheme of things, of course. Won't even bother to try and quell them by returning to the fray. That leaves me with...
Zachary?
Hello.
Yeah, you need something?
I was only going to say how nice it is to see you again.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I can see the tension in the line of his shoulders. Odd how awkward he is, and this isn't our first meeting. We had met on professional terms, certainly, but I'd like to think I was friendly. A little too forward, but... Nonetheless, I do not push the issue about the apparent discomfort when we were left alone. Not right away, at any rate. Excuse me. I know my curiosity will get the better of me soon. Before I can say anything, however, he speaks up.
You okay there, Hana? I mean, of course you're not okay after what happened in there. I mean, that was terrible. But you're not gonna just fall down and faint or anything, right?
I'm fine. Thank you for your concern.
A beat.
I should be asking you the same thing. I remember you being a lot more eloquent.
Oh yeah, I'm just not too good with staying too long in a crowded room. Or handling intense drama, you know? Sorry about my clothes. Didn't think there'd be a dress code. Not that I have anything that nice to wear to a shindig like this. I dig nice, small, simple parties, so this is a real doozy for me.
Well, I wanted a nice, small, simple party.
And do you host your own nice, small, and simple parties often?
Only when there's occasion, birthdays and stuff. Those are a lot more fun for me, and I can be a lot more selective about letting only the people I'm cool with attend, right?
I said the exact same thing, didn't I?
I get to pick the food, too. Of course, I make most of them myself. There's usually a dozen people or less, and all we really do is just hang out. Maybe do some grilling, karaoke, dancing, you know, the usual.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. You sure you're alright? You aren't exactly being eloquent yourself, as you put it. You must have something you want to get off your chest.
I don't know, Zachary. What am I supposed to say?
You can scream merde if you want.
Ha!
I won't snitch.
That's French for shit.
You want to know what I think? How I feel? I think my friend may have slept with my husband. At least, I'm pretty sure she isn't pregnant with his baby, which isn't much now, is it? My husband is a selfish, pretentious, bloody sack of shite, and you know what? I don't give a flying fuck anymore! My God!
Yes. You fucking go. You fucking go.
Well, that ain't good. Not giving a crap won't make the problem go away.
I'm going to ask him for a break, Zachary. I'm not to pretend that there isn't a problem, but I just need to step back.
Fair enough. As long as you don't just up and disappear on him, I suppose.
Yes. Now can we please stop talking about him? Tell me more about your small, simple parties. Karaoke and dancing. How does that even go together?
One person sings, the others dance. It's not that hard.
Simple, really. We hope Ash doesn't take the mic, put on a bit of fun music, and just dance. Not that I can, but there ain't nothing complex about it.
You can't be that bad.
I'm pretty good with the twist. Or, that's what they tell me, at least. I think they're just being nice. I'm sure it just looks awkward.
No one cares. No one cares about how bad you dance. Let's be real. Nah. At least you can cook. I want to keep up the snarky attitude. Because that's... Hannah is at her best when she's being a snark fest. So at least you can cook.
At least you can cook. Allegedly. You still bring no proof.
This party ain't exactly a potluck, is it?
True, true. Perhaps you can invite me to one of your simple parties. I will bring the cake.
Yeah, why not?
There we go. We're gonna get everybody together in one place and have the ghost attack. Let's do that.
With a cake that big, like at your housewarming party, we'll be eating frosting for weeks. Maybe make it a little simpler and it's a deal.
Simple would be nice.
We've been going for about 42 minutes. We have an updated journal, so let's go ahead and check that out. Where are we at here? We are on this page. Boom. In the aftermath of Rochelle's accusations, a devastated Hannah was seen exiting the ballroom with Rebecca Gales and Zachary Steele. Hannah was left in the care of the man when Rebecca had to go back to the party in search of Ashton. Now alone, the two had a talk, and both were smiling by the end of it. Well, there we go, guys. So, we got some soap opera shit going on. We still kind of sort of got the ghost a little bit. We're getting episode... Yeah, every episode we're getting a little bit of ghost. So, some more so than others. But I have a feeling that we're not anywhere near done with the ghost in this Hannah arc. Because we have not yet had to fight for our life. And I feel like that's a prerequisite. We had to do that twice with Isabella. So, we're going to go ahead and end the episode off here because we are kind of at the end of a thing and the start of a new thing. So, I think it makes sense to break here. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. How are you enjoying the series so far? Who's your favorite character? Who's your least favorite character? All that same shit. Are you enjoying Tales of Exilia? What did you have for lunch today? Whatever. Also, make sure you're subscribed for more episodes of The Letter, more episodes of Tales of Exilia 2, and then whatever game replaces this one once I decide what the fuck that is. So thank you guys so much. I will see you in the next episode. We are going to find out what happens now that we're going to take a break from Luke and all that soap opera shit. We'll have some kind of fallout, I'm sure, so I hope you're looking forward to that. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.